everyone on the internet and the unicorn circuit. This is my crap sidecar. And before you ask, I'm next to a lake in a graveyard because this is the only public space I could find to record this where people weren't asking me questions about the bike. It's called Metallic Waste. It was named that by the guy that assembled it. It is a 1981 CB750 Honda, or I mean most of it is. The forks are off of a different bike, the brakes are off of a different bike, and the engine is correct for this year bike, but that's also out of a different bike. It's a dual overhead cam, 4-cylinder, 750cc engine. I've actually got aftermarket carbs on it. They're round slides versus the constant velocity carburetors that are on here. Stock, there's 4 of them. Just having these 2 simpler carburetors, it actually runs better. It's easier to clean and tune. Running around town, you're fine on the main tank, but if you're trying to go down the highway, it will actually pull more gas than the tank's able to provide. So what I did was I welded up a propane tank, put a cap on it, bigger supply line, so I can run down the highway with that. This is also actually about 1.5 gallons more capacity than the main tank, but it's good to have 2 because this thing gets terrible gas mileage. Start on the handlebars, I guess. I 3D printed a couple of items for it. The odometer has 26,000 miles. I don't know about the rest of the bike because, like I said, that's not the original engine. I don't know how many miles a sidecar has on it, but this is the horn. I got pulled over because, obviously, and this brand new switch assembly that I put in, I tested it and worked fine. I rode it a couple of times and the horn button broke. So I fixed this on the side of the road with stuff I had in my toolkit so I wouldn't have to get a ticket, because having a horn is one of the requirements for motorcycles where I live here in Minnesota, United States. Saddlebag, something in the parts pile, made it fit with scrap metal and loose bolts. If you look here, the exhaust is a Mack exhaust, which was pretty popular for these bikes back in the day. It's got a few holes in it, so it's got the cheap band clamps on it, you know, pop cans and stainless steel safety wire. Moving back, there was this really bad baffle that someone had homemade with like steel mesh wool type stuff in it. Didn't work, so I welded a glass pack onto it, and then that worked pretty good, but the sound was bouncing off of the sidecar and it was a really bad droning noise for me and the passenger, so I put some little pipe extensions on it. The theme of the bike is ugly but functional. You know, as long as it's safe and it's functional, we just went ahead with it. And I think I'm owner 6 or 7 since it was made into a sidecar. The sidecar itself is a Velarex sidecar that's been widened, and it also has the same Honda wheel as the back of the bike does. This one's got a lot more tread on it, obviously, because there's not as much weight in it. You take this thing around corners, you can actually pick the sidecar up in the air and balance it and drive. This one's bald, and I have a replacement for it to match the front tire, but with this being bald, it's fun to go drift around on the gravel roads with. Again, it's body by stickers. Owners put them on. I've had friends send me a bunch of stickers. I've put a bunch of my own stickers on it. If we look underneath here, you can see there's some of the fiberglass work to widen it. These lights are on the sidecar to let people know it's wider than a normal motorcycle, and also that headlight's just terrible. And a lot of it's just, you know, pieces out of the scrap pile. This fork brace was just a chunk of aluminum someone had laying around. But it all works. It is safe despite how it looks, and it's just a ton of fun. I put my 2 kids in the sidecar, go on little rides. We get smiles and waves everywhere we go, which is a nice change because normally on motorcycles no one sees you. So this is Metallic Waste, my crap sidecar.